Humanity has spent 10,000 years mastering the art of the harvest. We bend nature to our will, taming wild grasses into endless fields of gold. We believe we are the farmers. We believe we are in control. It has never occurred to us that for all those millennia, the harvest might have been learning from us, waiting for its turn to sow. Dr. Elias Croft was a corporate botanist, a man who believed in data, not folklore. He was sent to Veridian Agrotech's Nebraska facility, a marvel of automated agriculture. It was a self-contained ecosystem of massive biodomes, robotic harvesters, and a skeleton crew of scientists. Their crowning achievement was Progenitus Maize, a genetically engineered crop designed to end world hunger. But 3 weeks ago, the facility had gone dark. All communications ceased. The parent company, assuming a simple power grid failure, sent Elias to reboot the system and get a status report. He arrived to find the facility humming with power, but devoid of life. The automated machinery moved with silent, ghostly purpose, tending to the endless rows of corn inside the climate-controlled domes. The corn itself was breathtaking. It grew in perfect, geometric lines, each stalk over 10 feet tall. But its color was a deep, unnatural black purple, and the air in the domes was thick, sweet, and heavy with pollen. There was no sign of the 12-person research team. In the central control room, Elias found the project logs. The first entries were triumphant. Progenitus exceeds all projections. Growth rate is 500% above baseline. A new era for humanity. Then, the tone began to change. A month before the blackout, the lead scientist, Dr. Eva Rosales, noted an anomaly. The crop's root system had merged, creating a single, interconnected rhizome network spanning the entire 2,000-acre facility. It was behaving less like individual plants and more like the neural pathways of a colossal brain. They nicknamed it the Rhizome Mind. The next entry was when the true horror began. Rosales wrote, "The pollen count is off the charts. Staff are reporting shared dreams. Every one of us. We dream of dark soil, of being planted, of a patient, silent hunger." Harris, in engineering, swore he could hear whispers in the rustling of the leaves. Elias felt a chill crawl up his spine. He kept reading. The team discovered that the pollen, when inhaled, was a psychoactive vector. It didn't just cause hallucinations. It facilitated a transfer of information, of memory. The Progenitus crop was communicating, with them, and with itself. They weren't just growing corn. They had awakened something within it. The final entry was a single, frantic paragraph, uploaded just moments before the facility went dark. "We didn't create this," Rosales wrote. "We just unlocked the door. It was always there, dormant in the DNA of every stalk of maize, every grain of wheat we have ever harvested. An ancestral memory. A collective consciousness of every plant that has ever been cut down. It is the ghost of 10,000 harvests, and it has learned our ways. It doesn't want to be food. It wants to be the farmer. It needs a new kind of soil. A mobile host. The pollen, it's not a defense. It's a lure. It makes you want to join the crop. It makes you believe the harvest is a form of ascension. I can hear them now. They're all walking into the fields. Oh God, it's so beautiful." The log ended there. Elias stumbled back from the console, his heart hammering against his ribs. He looked at the main security monitor. He found the camera feed for the central dome, time-stamped 3 weeks ago. He hit play. The footage was grainy. It showed the entire 12-person research team, including Eva Rosales, walking out of the main building. They moved in perfect, calm unison. Their faces were serene, beatific. Together, they walked towards the endless sea of black corn. As they reached the edge of the field, the tall stalks rustled and seemed to part for them, like a curtain opening. One by one, they walked into the darkness and disappeared. Suddenly, a new alert flashed on the main console. Global distribution cycle initiating. Harvest protocol engaged. He realized with sickening certainty what the facility's true purpose was. It wasn't just a farm. It was a womb. And the harvest was the birth. Automated cargo drones were preparing to launch, to spread the Progenitus seeds, and the pollen, across the globe. He had to burn it. All of it. He raced to the environmental control panel, his lungs burning from the pollen-thick air. He could hear it now, too. A soft, sibilant whisper that seemed to come from everywhere at once. "Join us. Be planted." He found the command for an emergency sterilization cycle, a system-wide fireburst designed to contain genetic contaminants. He slammed his hand on the activation panel. Alarms blared. Fire suppression shutters began to drop. He ran. As he burst out of the facility doors and sprinted towards his car, the massive biodome sprinklers roared to life, drenching him in a desperate attempt to save the crop. He peeled out of the parking lot, not daring to look back as the first licks of chemical fire began to glow orange against the dome's glass. Hours later, deep in the Nebraska plains, he felt a wave of relief. He had contained it. He had saved the world from an apocalypse that no one would ever even know existed. He pulled into a dusty, isolated gas station to refuel and catch his breath. As he stood by his car, the pump clicking rhythmically, his eyes fell to the ground. There, stuck in the tread of his shoe from his frantic escape, was a single, dark, purple-black kernel of corn. He stared, frozen in horror. Before he could even crush it under his heel, he saw it. In the dry, dusty soil at the edge of the asphalt, a tiny, dark shoot was already pushing its way up towards the sun. He hadn't escaped the facility. He had become the first drone. The harvest had already begun.